Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. Today we are covering Asta's demise.
No! Man, I'm dead!
Okay, I'm exaggerating, but it seems to be the beginning of the prediction that Julius made regarding Asta's death. Someone is 100% going to die because chapter 318 revealed Lucifer not only can overwhelm everyone, but also twist fate. You can't be called the king of devils if you can't even kill one relevant character.
So true.
Wait, I forgot this is Black Clover. Will can probably activate that death-defying spell again, and we can't forget reality can be whatever you want, right people? Right?
No.
Black Clover chapter 318 begins with Lucifer staring down Asta. Liebe asks him if he remembers what happened in the past 16 years ago, but Lucifer claps back, personifying this meme.
Know your place, trash.
Liebe directly asks Lucifer if he remembers killing Asta's mother Lisita, but he states he doesn't have any idea of what he's talking about. Why would he remember someone that doesn't have a drop of magic power? In fact, he thinks someone like Liebe that is so trash and beneath him shouldn't even exist. And then this meme is personified.
You took everything.
I don't even know who you are.
Lucifer proceeds to do his own Shinra Tensei on the entire kingdom, pushing Asta and Liebe to the ground. But since Asta is such a swole chad, he's capable of tanking the gravity. Asta is the second strongest person physically in the entire Clover Kingdom. Think about the power scaling here. Every other magic knight is down for the count, except for the captains. Even Nacht had to activate his devil union to be able to withstand the gravity. Yet Asta is already matching them at 17 years old.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Now, as always, the devil bingo book is smashed. Lucifer thinks power is absolute, and his philosophy pertains to the idea of it meaning everything to existence, as without power, one has no value in the world. Liebe told us that the culture within hell revolves around this ideology, where your rank depends on your power level. Liebe has zero magic. Asta has zero magic. They can't detect any magic power from anyone, which is why they did not go insane fighting Nama and Lilith as we saw in chapter 289. However, in chapter 318, the manga makes it imperative to show that Lucifer's magic power is so insane that even they can still detect its presence, which puts him on another level, fam. They both start sweating bricks. Liebe tells his brother that more than anything in the world, what he wants is Lucifer's defeat. Asta proceeds to activate his devil union, but is warned by Nacht not to make any sudden movements. This is because Lucifer's gravity is activated at all times, and this would only waste his energy. Plus, time is being shaved off his union mode. Basically, Lucifer cannot be aggravated at this point of time, or it will mean death. Asta reveals he has 4 minutes remaining, but I think we will see Asta's union mode go through another transformation. Yes, that's right, another one. It's another power-up of
We do not care.
Let me explain how there could be yet another transformation. Well, Liebe is pissed at Lucifer for killing Lisita, and so he wants to kill him no matter what it takes. Up until this point, Asta still has zero idea that his mother is Lisita and that Liebe is his brother. But during this fight, as more information is revealed, it's likely that the truth will be spilled and Asta will learn that the two of them are brothers and that Lucifer is the one responsible for Asta being an orphan. This will only bring Liebe and Asta even closer, as it will likely be the key unlocking the mastered 100% devil union mode that Nacht spoke about in chapter 291. He stated to Asta, you haven't completed the union and it's not at 100%. We know that emotions play a role in allowing someone to surpass their limits, as we've seen with how the grimoire magic system works with characters learning new spells in tight situations where emotions run high. high. In chapter 177, it is literally stated that Grimoire unlock new spells in rare moments when a user has trained extensively hard, is emotional, or strives for success. This is the definition of Asta. No one works harder than him, but if he finally taps into his emotions regarding his mother, he may be able to activate union mode in its complete form, as no one else in the entire world, according to Nach, has ever made a ritual of a servant contract like him, where Asta made him and Liebe have a equalization, which could mean their assimilation would be better. Asta can find out in this fight against Lucifer that his mother sacrificed everything for him. All her loneliness stems from her being an outcast from society just like him, and then not being able to mother her son. These are all the factors Asta intended to fix in society, yet his mother had to suffer and died at the hands of pure evil. What if Asta actually sees Lucita through a memory of Liebe? Just think about how tender that moment will be. This can make the story come full circle, because Noelle and Garja surpassed their limits when they were about to die against Majocula because of their love for Asta and Lola Pachica. They rose up again. Think about it. Love made Asya defeat Varnica. Love made Yuno beat Zenon. Magna was yearning for love and acknowledgement of his weakness that helped him defeat Dante. So on and so forth. If Tabata wants to make the message of this arc hit the nail on the head, Asta will also have to rise up against evil through love, as love is what makes us human and is an overpowered emotion that makes one selfless and not want to give up no matter the cost, therefore surpassing their limits. It's the contrast of what devils are, who are selfish incarnate. Dante even said in chapter 242 that hatred is what makes us human. However, Asta promised him that he will prove him wrong, and what makes us human is striving to be selfless and love. And we cannot forget that Liebe's name literally means love in German. Liebe instinctively remembered his mother during his first encounter with Dante, and Asta could feel what he was feeling. This caused him to go berserk against Dante. These all came because emotions were high. Asta realizing the truth about his entire childhood could be the perfect trigger for him to level up and unlock a new power, as it logically fits into the power system Tabata has established. Back then, when Liebe remembered his mother, his hatred erupted and he caused Asta to go crazy. Back then, Asta and Liebe had no kind of relationship or even knew each other. They weren't even friends at that point. The two together were not even synced, which is why Asta went berserk. But this power up allowed them to damage Dante. However, now that the two are on the same page, they can sync their love for their mother and hatred for Lucifer to master their devil union. Because we see in this chapter 318, his base union form just isn't enough. Asta tries to slash him using his magic tracking, but the second supreme devil straight up says, no matter how impressive it is that someone can move in Lucifer's gravitational field nor have any magic, it's irrelevant, as it doesn't matter how strong they are because Lucifer is unbeatable. And the manga makes it pretty obvious, like my man Lucifer, he goes full Aizen on this bitch.
Man, I'm dead.
Asta does a full momentum smash on Lucifer and he just stops it with one hand like nothing. Like, do you guys even realize how insane that is? Like, nah, I don't think you do. I'ma ask you one more time.
Do you understand?
Asta's blade has basically ended any fight in one swing. Nothing can stop it. Let's be real, it's completely broken. Even a fused Nama and Lilith were killed with one slice. Even an ancient demon god. That swing also had nowhere near such a momentum behind it like Asta had here. But Lucifer's like,
Nope. Nani?
with just one hand on the sword, Asta couldn't even move it. Lucifer then takes a finger and runs it along the edge of Asta's sword, which causes him to bleed. This makes him lash out at Asta, punching him and calling him a piece of filth. But like, Lucifer, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know you have a speech and everything to say, but if you're gonna slide your finger across a sword, I think it does make a cut, doesn't it? It does make... You're stupid.
stupid.
Lucifer then proceeds to punch Asta right in the face with full gravitational force, sending Asta flying, and the second supreme devil then reveals how that even though Lucifer's resurrection isn't complete, no matter how unusual his opponent may be, an ant can never defeat an elephant. Even Asta's completely damaged from one punch. He's like, oh my god, I can't even move my body. I'm about to get knocked out from one punch, mate. Like, I'm about to be blacked out. I can't move any muscles anymore. So now you're probably wondering, how are they going to beat Lucifer, ABD? Like, bro, this guy's too strong. Well, I have a theory that he has a weak spot in his body due to what may have happened in the past. Lucifer became angry that such a worthless piece of trash that is a peasant was able to make him bleed with his sword. Even though it was just a drop of blood, it does indicate that Asta is capable of damaging Lucifer if he is able to land a hit on him with anti-magic. In Lucifer's design, it does seem like he has a weak spot on his right side of his body. Editor, please point it out for the viewers right now. You see, it clearly looks like he was damaged there beforehand and it has left a scar. If this is true, it could make sense because the previous devil invasion did occur and it was somehow stopped in its tracks from the previous ancient humans, elves and dwarves. Lucifer and the other devils were sealed away according to the history of Black Clover. We know this through the meaning behind the Shadow Palace in the Clover Kingdom and the previous ancient Heart Queen mentioning how humanity faced up against them. This could be a situation similar to Naruto against the third Raikage in the war, where the third was so overpowered to take on 1000 shinobi on his own, but Naruto figured out his weak spot and did a Rasengan to defeat him. The Magic Knights might find out about Lucifer's weak spot and create a strategy for Asta's Master Devil Union mode to strike him in that spot, just like the ancient mages did in the past, therefore making the notion of history repeating itself be emphasized once again, where humanity and love always finds a way and can prevail. That's what makes us human. Going back to Noel's speech to Magicula, that humans never give up, even against overwhelming odds, right? Anyway, back in chapter 318, Vanessa says how Rouge's fate manipulation power saved them all, but even so, it won't last much longer. I feel like she says that every time she uses this spell, I'm just saying. But anyway, she explains how just Lucifer's presence alone is enough to force anything down. Metaphorically, he makes everything, even people's magic or fate, bow down before his presence. But we have to remember, guys, that Asta is the antithesis of the series. He is meant to show us that one decides their own fate, not someone else. He literally stated this himself in chapter 317 before he activated his new spell and form to take down Lucifer's vessel. On top of that, the Witch Queen stated that all magic in his presence is useless. So on one hand, we have the story stating Asta is the ultimate warrior of good that can make magic useless in front of him, and on the other side we have Lucifer, the supreme evil that can make all other magic bow down to him. Now during all of this, Yami is getting weaker and weaker, and I'm gonna say it now, I might have to call up my friend Tabata about this shit because I'm starting to get worried. Wait, I'm kidding, this is Black Clover. No one dies. I'm in all seriousness, you need to become a member of our channel. Yes, guys, we have our new memberships where we have a private Discord for you guys. It's only $2 to $5 a month, depending on what you choose. This will be a Discord where you can chat privately with us about anime, manga, or play video games with us. We relaunched it and we are deciding to do weekly streams on YouTube so we can interact and engage with you guys on a more regular basis. Back to the chapter. Vanessa says how if they don't do something soon, the closer Lucifer gets, and the moment he sets eyes on them, they are done for. My man literally immobilized Asta with only one punch. Bruh, if Lucifer punched any of the other characters, they would have like died on the spot. Like, I'm not, bruh, that's how OP Asta's meant to be right now, and even he's nothing against them, right? But that's when we see all the Magic Knight captains show up, and they're pulling up, they're saying, we're ready to fuck it up, bruh, we're about to do some shit.
Stop the cap.
So as we guys know, we have the Twilight of Valhalla spell that they can use. Fulgelion might finally unlock Spirit Dive, which would be lit as hell. My guy's basically gonna turn into a whole dragon. And then we have Charlotte over here. Yami's dying, right? She might get a power up saying, oh my god, my man dying. My future husband about to die. It's time for me to water my plants, you know what I'm saying? So I need to become stronger too. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just blabbling on. Anyway guys, that's everything I wanted to say for this weekly chapter. Make sure to join me next week as always. Thank you for supporting us so amazingly lately. Ending this year on a high. I love you guys. Let me know if you love me too. Alright, goodbye.